What is up, everybody? Jaco here today from a new angle, and today I want to talk about how being in a relationship is actually harder than being single. A lot of people are single, feel like, oh, I need to be in a relationship, I want to be in a relationship, and I was that person before I got with the mother of my daughter. I literally felt like I need somebody by my side all the time. However, when my daughter was born and, I separated from her mother, my daughter was always next to me. So I didn't feel that need of having somebody next to me all the time. If that makes sense. I'm not trying to make that sound in a weird way. It's just my work consumes so much of my sex energy that I don't crave that from people often, or even at all, because I'm able to self-pleasure and self-please myself and be satisfied with it and be happy with it. So when I recently got into a relationship in January, the beginning of January, I was like, oh, this is great. You feel everything's on cloud nine, and then you get to know each other, and unfortunately my girlfriend doesn't speak much English, and trying to get a job and not getting a job because she doesn't know English, and then also making excuses of why she's not learning English. And she's like to me, well, you should learn Spanish. And I'm like, you're absolutely right, I should learn Spanish, but me knowing Spanish is not more important than you knowing English, because you need that for a career path. I don't need to learn Spanish in my career path. I just don't. Now, yes, it's important because my daughter's half Latina. It's important because any girl that I'm going to be with is going to know Spanish, and I should understand what they're saying. But the communication between me and my girlfriend has gotten worse over time. I mean, something as little as, like, the other day I was doing a workout and my head was down and it smelled like my nose was bleeding. So I go to wipe it and she's pretty much like, what are you doing? Which she tends to ask a lot. And I said, I think my nose is bleeding. It smells like blood. And she's like, no. And I'm like, no, I know it's not bleeding, but it smells like blood. And she's like, no. And she said it like 4 or 5 times. And eventually I was starting to get frustrated because I'm just like, she doesn't understand me. And instead of saying, I don't understand, or she's trying to understand the best she can, she's just saying no. And I get it. I shouldn't get frustrated with little things like that. But just like yesterday, I'm putting my retainer in my mouth from my Invisalign, and she's like, that's weird. And I'm like, why is that weird? It's a retainer. She's like, oh, it's just weird. And I'm like, you know what? You're like, I do it to keep my teeth straight, and my teeth are important to me. And I came off and I said something the wrong way, but she understood that and took offense to it and got mad and was just like, good night, and went to bed. And then if I wake up and I don't hug her or touch her or give her a kiss before I walk out of the room, automatically she's a different person. So, we went to the gym, the whole car ride, quiet. In the gym, quiet. And she gives off this vibe. And normally, even this morning, I was very playful, I was very laughy, and she was just giving off this vibe. And now I'm starting to give her the same energy that she gives me. So I'm not giving that much energy. So go back to the beginning of the story, and there's many times that my girlfriend said over the past few months that, I can leave, I can go home if you don't want me, I can pack my bags, I can go back. So she's literally told me maybe 3 or 4 times that she can leave. On multiple occasions, I'm like, I don't want you to leave, I want to work this out. And she's like, look, let me say, I have my problems, I have my flaws, I'm still not even close to where I want to be. And putting myself in another relationship has made me realize there's still so much for me to work on. But at the end of the day, maybe my person isn't, the person I thought was my person isn't my person. Because at the end of the day, this girl has a sister who's been here for many, many, many years and still doesn't know English. So it tends to raise an eyebrow of laziness in the family. Like, how are you going to get a job not speaking English? Like, if I would say my girlfriend speaks as much English as I speak Spanish, so that tells you something. But like I said, being single is not a bad thing. Now, I'm not saying everybody should be single, but realistically, if you're not 100% financially stable and making good money, you don't have ample amount of time for that person, and you have a child that needs most of your time, which that balance is good. I balance good with my girlfriend and my daughter. That's fortunately doing very well, because my girlfriend's not like, hey, look, you need to spend time with me without your daughter. My girlfriend's not like that. My girlfriend's very great at cleaning up. My girlfriend's very great at helping me with my daughter. My girlfriend's very great at a lot of things. So it's like, when it comes to the pros and cons, you got to take the good with the bad and say, okay, let me look past these things. But if you're not going in the right direction, you're going in the wrong direction. And to sustain a relationship is very, very difficult. You need to put in the work. You need to put in the effort. You need to put in the time. And the question is, do you have that willingness? Do you have that time? And right now, like, I gave up my Corvette because I was like, I don't deserve it. It's going down in value. I'm not making enough. I'm not using it enough. I have another car. And now it's just like, before, when I was single, I was like, why am I not working? And then I was like, maybe it's because I want a girlfriend. And then when I have a girlfriend, it's going to help me work. And realistically, having a girlfriend makes me want to work even less, because one, I want to spend time with her. Two, I want to give her my sex energy, which I won't have if I work and make content all the time. And I want to make money. So the balance is so tough. And now, right now, recently I decided to take my daughter out of her academy because she was getting bit. It was costing $1,500 a month. And I'm just like, look, I can teach her better at home. I can spend more hours with her. And now I have her more hours, but it's not like I have her a lot of hours, but I have her hours that I could be working. Even if I didn't have her, even when she was in her school, I wasn't working while she was in her school. So my whole life is like excuses, and I'm tired of making excuses for things because there's no reason for it. Like, I'm 30 years old. I have to focus on what I can do now, create revenue and capitalize on it, and go with it, because eventually this isn't going to last forever. And I already seen that the decline, if I don't put in the effort, it's going to decline. And yes, that's happened, but previously it's happened in a slower pace than now it's happening more rapidly. Oh wow, that's a cop in front of me. I couldn't even tell. Why is he have, maybe it's not a cop. I don't know. It looks like a cop. But yeah, so my relationship's up in the air. I mean, my girlfriend's barely even talking to me at this very second. Who knows if it's going to get better? The last time she said she was going to leave me, and then she just said I wanted my space, and she went out and she came back and she's like, I still love you. So I don't know. And then I'm dealing with the mother of my daughter, who I have a great relationship with now. However, she's struggling to pay her bills. And in January, I offered her to come live with me, and she was making a big deal, was like, I don't want you to have friends that are girls, and this, but also was, damn, that person just cut that person out. I guess it's not a cop, because it would have pulled him over. But, so yeah, it's just like, it was very controlling, and I just didn't want to live with that. And I didn't say no to her living with me, but she was just like, oh, I'm not going to live with you then. And I was like, okay, well, I can't have friends, so I guess this isn't going to work out. And she wanted to move in as a friend. So if you're just my friend and you're living with me and you're like renting out 2 rooms, why are you telling me what friends I can and cannot have? That doesn't make any sense. I mean, if it didn't work out with my girlfriend and she's like, hey, can I come live with you? I would be like, yes, that's fine. However, when you move in, I do not want to be in a relationship. And if you're willing to seek counseling, if you're willing to work on yourself, I'm willing to explore that avenue, but it's something that I need to slowly work into, especially if I just come off of a relationship, because I'm not into my ex like that. Truthfully, I'm just not, because when I got with my ex, like, most of the girls that I get with, I'm not that attracted to. Like, my girlfriend now, when I saw her and I saw her pictures, I thought she was the most beautiful woman on earth. And then you see her without makeup and it looked like a totally different person. But realistic, like, I'm not trying to be rude, but realistically, she's a great person and has a good heart and all this stuff. And that's what won me over more than her looks. I don't think she's like much worse looking than me without makeup. So I can't, say anything, because I'm not the best looking guy. So, and then with my ex, I was just like enamored by her parenting and her kids, and that's what I fell in love with. I didn't fall in love with her looks, sad to say, but That's what it is. I don't think my ex is ugly, but I don't think she's like super attractive. And that's just the truth. I can't sit here and lie, but I do feel when you have a good personality and you treat somebody better and you do all these things, it makes you more attractive in general. So my girlfriend now, who I'm not super attracted to without makeup, when she's good and she's great and all this, I'm super attracted to her. Because it's not just physical. I'm not just looking at her face and being like, yeah, I'm a judger. Like, there's things that I don't like and that I'm not attracted to that she has, but that's completely normal. I mean, there's stuff on myself that I'm just don't like and not attracted to. So I can't nitpick too much. I wouldn't even date myself personally, like physically wise. I just wouldn't date myself. So I know I'm just like rambling on, but a relationship is so tough. And me leaving my relationship now, my girlfriend's like, oh, look, we can end it. We can just be friends. I'm fine with that. And then I realized the minute she packs, the minute she goes back to her sister's house, is the minute me and her are going to feel. And this is what we felt when we were dating each other at a distance and I didn't see her for a week, maybe 2 weeks. I felt alone. I felt lost. I felt sad. I felt like, when am I going to see her again? And you don't get that feeling when you see each other every single day of every single hour. Like, you don't get that. So it's just like, because she's working like with DoorDash right now, but she only works maybe 3, 4, 5 hours a day, which is fine. It's okay. But she's only making enough money for herself. She's not making enough money to contribute financially to the household at all, where at least my ex would contribute financially to the household, whether it's $1,500 a month. Probably that's all she can afford, but it's still an extra $1,500 a month in a place that's just very expensive, and I would need the help. So it sucks that my girlfriend doesn't have a job that's making enough to contribute financially to the household. So there's just a lot of things on my mind. And realistically, if my girlfriend was like, and my ex was like, oh, we can all live together, we can help parent Genesis, and I realistically would never have anything with my ex, anything. But I can't ask that of my girlfriend. My girlfriend would leave me probably in a heartbeat. And I can understand it. I fully can understand it. But I'd rather be in a house with my daughter 24/7. And I don't know where I would find free time. I would have to probably put her in academy again. And then I would have to wonder, like, what goes on with my ex, with her finding a man. I don't care if she has a boyfriend. I don't care if she sleeps at another man's house. I don't care if she sleeps with another man. I just don't want that man around my daughter. And realistically, that's kind of being a hypocrite, because my girlfriend's around my daughter, but she knows my girlfriend now. I'm sure she trusts my girlfriend now. She has got a background check on my girlfriend. And my girlfriend has no intentions of ever hurting a child, where a strange man, I'm not going to give the benefit of the doubt to. I'm just sorry. Like, I've seen so many Discovery Channel stuff and all this other things, and I just don't trust strange men. I don't. Especially one that's going to be attracted to a woman with 3 kids from 3 different baby daddies. No offense to her, but that's just the truth. Like, what kind of quality man will that be? So that's that. A lot of stuff up in the air, questioning my relationship, questioning my lifestyle, questioning, what I'm doing with work and revenue and making money. Fortunately, right now I don't owe my dad any more money since I sold the car, so I got to give him his money back. But right now, with credit card debt and all that other stuff, it's just piling up. So I'll have to figure it out one step at a time, seeing if I'm going to fix and work on this relationship or just let it go. So take care, guys.